All right. Happy Monday evening, everybody. I hope everybody had a good day today. Welcome to another episode of God, Greed, and Guile. Going to go ahead and get right into it tonight, guys. And what we're going to talk about tonight is David E. Taylor being an absolute no-show to his next birthday show, which is July 22nd and 23rd. Here's the reason he's going to be a no-show, everybody. Okay? David is sick. Okay? I won't say what he's got here because they're trying to get me on privacy concerns on my YouTube channel, Apostle David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. They tried to get me on some privacy things today, and YouTube it sounds like YouTube, they were ruled in my favor, so I put the content back up. And here's how I know he's sick, okay? One, sources, okay? And then two, here's the big one, everybody. Two is the fact that they sent out a Privacy Request Act violation against my channel about some videos that saying David E. Taylor is either sick or dead, okay? Those are the two possibilities with this cult right now, and here's why, everybody. Okay, again, we haven't seen David in a long time, okay? And David is the type of person that he needs to be on in camera to make money. If he's not on camera, there's no money being made. He has to show face. And for him to stay off camera this long is kind of unheard of, and that's coming from survivors and people who have been in this cult, saying this is extremely uncommon, extremely unheard of for David to go this long without putting out any new content. And he's not, everybody. Anybody who's listening to this from that cult, okay, who might be listening to this, there is absolutely no new content out on this channel from David, okay? There is, but now they're reading from the book of Jasher, right, which is total bullshit. The book of Jasher, I don't even think it has any biblical, it has no place in the Bible, really, from what I'm understanding, okay? And I'm not a religious guy, so I'm not going to quote, but what I know, what I've been talking to one of the confidants for my channel about, who's an actual pastor, saying, yeah, my dad has a PhD in theology, all he had to do was listen to that and know the guy is full of shit, okay? So the content they're putting out now, everybody, okay, you got Joseph, Tony, and Ashley, which is, if you guys have questions, I'll answer them on the channel. You have Joseph, Tony, and Ashley up there preaching David's bullshit again, saying, he's this great apostle and he's going to come out and do these great things. But no, they just put another video out saying he's not going to come out until next year. Why? Because he's sick. And again, the reason I know is because they sent me the privacy violation on my YouTube channel. They showed their hand just yesterday, really. They showed their hand because I was talking about David being sick, and then bam, privacy on 2 videos of me talking about David being sick. Then you have this new scripture coming out, okay, which is absolutely way out far right field from anything of David's teaching. Has absolutely the book of Jasher and David's face-to-face has absolutely no distinction. There's no similarities between the two. David's face-to-face and book of Jasher, it's like, okay, why are they going off of David's context now? That's my question. The other reason is, really that's, the thing is, David's sick, guys, okay? He's got some serious underlying health conditions. And that's from people, who have experience in the medical field and have looked at his condition, right, on YouTube, right? I was actually talking to one of my contacts today from Ireland. And what she was telling me is she worked in the medical field, and what she told me today, she said, David, if I walked in a doctor's office and I saw David, I would admit him immediately. Here's why, guys. If you look at David's last year teachings, okay, and again, this is just all health information we've been looking up. I've been finding out about things, reading research, talking to health experts, things like that. Okay, if you look at David real closely, okay, look at under his eyes. This is a real big one. Okay, if you're in the health community, okay, look at some of David's older videos and look at the what is it? Hypercholesterolemia bags under his eyes. That's what it's called. Hypercholesterolemia. Basically, when your cholesterol is so high that you start developing, right? If people notice, David's got big bags under his eyes. His eyes are real baggy. But look closely, and under his eyes, you get these pools of basically fat, guys. And I'm not here body shaming anybody. I'm just pointing out the health signs, okay? That David is sick. He is very sick. Most likely type 2 diabetic, okay? I mean, if you looked at him before, he was real skinny. And then it's not like he turned into a glutton, everybody, okay? These are just my opinions. But, I mean, looking at the guy, he's definitely got diabetes going on, okay? No doubt. So if he wasn't keeping that in check, right, there's something seriously going on there. Mix that with some drug use. David was definitely on uppers and downers, guys. David does drugs. That's the only way. I mean, he was doing sermons till 2, 3 in the morning sometimes. How could anybody stay up that late unless they're fucking hyped up on drugs, right? David's on drugs, everybody. No doubt. Why would this guy take in cryptocurrency? Church, right? I don't know any church that takes in cryptocurrency. Do you? And then if you look at some of the sermons, again, guys, there are some of the sermons that are from the, couple years ago where David, one was pointed out today, and he was wearing his hat real low, and he was fucked up. He was really fucked up. He couldn't even look at the camera. That's how messed up he was. He couldn't even look up at the camera. He had a hat on. It was tilted real low over his eyes. So there's like just this big dark shadow on his face because he looked like absolute shit, everybody. Again, I'm going to keep pushing this because I want all the followers out there to know that your great apostle isn't doing so well, okay? And they can bitch and complain about what I'm saying here, all right? But this is freedom of speech. They can't stop us from calling out David's lies, okay? He can't. You can't, David, Michelle. If you guys are listening, you guys can't stop what we're doing. You guys are running a full-blown fucking scam. I'm not even calling you guys a church anymore. It's a cult fucking scam is what you guys are doing. You guys are laundering huge amounts of money. I recommend Michelle and David and all you guys in that cult that are listening, look up House of Prayer Christian Church, okay? And look what just happened to them recently. Look what happened to House of Prayer Christian Church. The feds raided about 5 or 6 of their fucking churches because they were scamming veterans. And I know for a fact that David scams veterans. There's a full-blown... This cult is setting up for a full-blown RICO case. Really is. They're setting themselves up for a full-blown RICO case, man, with all the money they're moving around, tax ID numbers. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, you guys. There is so much money moving around this place. You look at all the mansions they've purchased, the new tax ID numbers, the ones that have been revoked, They have 2 active tax ID numbers, which are 850766107 and the Kingdom of God Global Church. I can't remember that one right offhand. It's right here. But the JMMI tax number has been revoked, and so has the Resurrection Media Ministries International been revoked and bankrupted. Okay? So again, back to David's health. Sorry, I got off track there. David's not going to show up this next week, you guys. I'm taking bets on it on the channel, on my YouTube channel. We don't think he's going to show up because he's so ill. He's not in good shape at all, guys. And here's the thing. If he's this great apostle, he would be able to heal himself, right? But also, here's another thing I was talking to somebody about today. One of my contacts over in Ireland. We were talking about David's health concerns. And what she was saying, David being who he is, this great apostle, he would have came out, if he was so good, he would have came out and said, God has afflicted me and gave me this sickness, I still need help from my followers. You still would have shown your face, But again, this leads us to believe that you can't absolutely show your face because you're so ill. They're buying properties up, right? This guy claims to be in Shutaway, but they're buying all these properties and mansions, and their signatures, So if David's truly in Shutaway, how is he buying up all the properties? How is he putting signatures on these quitclaim deeds? Having some lady named Bathsheba Rice from North Carolina doing these quitclaim deeds. On another note, I also got back a reply from the Oklahoma State Bar from Winters and King Associates, because I did file a complaint against that law firm that sent me the cease and desist, because shortly after I got the cease and desist, David's cousin called up or sent me some emails with some death threats in them. So I filed a complaint against the firm, right? And I'm going to redact names because there are names in here because I had witnesses and I sent the emails out to certain people on my channel. That way they could document and save those emails just in case anything did happen. Because I got death threats from these fucking people. So I saved them. I sent them out to law enforcement. I sent them out to several channels, numerous law enforcements. So here's what I got from the Oklahoma Bar Association today. And it was the grievance by me. Let's see, the grievance number is IC-22-376, and that's with the Oklahoma Bar. And it looks like this is Michael James King writing back to Miss Faribault. I'm in receipt of your letter of June 9th, 2022 regarding the above referenced. This office represents Kingdom of God Global Church, and on behalf of our client, we sent me a cease and desist letter, a copy of which is attached. I have never personally spoken to me. However, James Raymond in my office spoke to him. He indicated that a relative of one of the principals of my client was making threats against him. Obviously spoke to our client about it and received no information that would suggest there was any truth to my allegations. I have the emails. They're on my channel. And I think I've actually posted them to my fucking community page. So, yeah, you guys look at it how you want. When this guy fucking emails me, says David E. Taylor has killers, then I better be careful and watch my back. Yeah, I'll take that as a fucking death threat, okay? So fuck Winners and King. Of course they're not going to fucking, of course David's not going to tell them the truth. Absolutely not. Attached, please find correspondence received from me. I'm not aware of any contact with anyone by the name of, these were some of people that I trust that I sent these emails out to so they could have them also on file. That way, again, if anything did happen to me, we can't say I told you. We can't say we weren't warning you guys that there was a fucking full-blown cult here operating and you guys weren't doing shit about it, okay? Again, I personally don't think these guys are going to do anything to me, but you never know with these fucking religious extremists, man. They're crazy. Okay? So redacted names who are listed as witnesses to me, to my complaint. Says has made numerous suggestions that he was going to have friends and others call our office and complain about our representation of our client and threaten to bar complaints, negative Google reviews, etc. And I did. Fuck yeah, I left a negative Google complaint. You got a fucking corrupt fucking church represented by a fucking law firm? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Alright? That's bullshit. The law firm is just telling them how to clean their fucking money. I'm not fucking dumb, man. There's a lot of weird shit going on in our world today, and I don't put anything past these fucking corrupt lawyers, churches, especially the fucking prosperity ministers, because Winners and King is also employed by fucking Joel Osteen, Paula White, and some other really big prosperity ministers. So fuck Winners and King. Fuck these guys. Of course they're going to back their client up because that's what they're getting paid to do. They're getting paid to help them launder the fucking money. I trust this information. This is the information you need in order to respond to my complaint. If you need additional information, please feel free to contact me and I will be happy to provide the same. So that was the reply I got from the Oklahoma State Bar. The letter from, it looks like there was a Amber Fox to a Mike King. I called this morning saying it was sent a cease and desist letter from our office, and now David Taylor, someone associated with him, is sending him threatening emails, and he would like a call today. I did get a call. What Winners and King told me after I talked to them about the cease and desist, they said I better retain an attorney. All right. And that they were the phone call, it was basically, I asked why they're sending me a cease and desist. They said I needed to stop talking about the cult. Okay. Once I told them, basically, it's like, well, if they're going to sue me, I'll be able to go through a process of discovery with them, right? Financial discovery. And he's like, well, yeah, that's generally usually how it goes. I was like, okay. I was like, in that case, go ahead and tell your client he's a piece of shit and then go ahead and sue me. That was last year, and I haven't seen anything since. I really don't think David wants to sue me or that cult wants to sue me because they don't want me having my hands on their documents. There's no fucking way they want me having those documents, man. Because I will digitize them and I will put them all on the internet and I will not give a fuck about it. Because if they're going to launder money and run a fucking full-blown cult, it's a labor cult, everybody. Let's get that clear, okay? It's a forced labor cult. There is a trafficking dynamic to it. They are trafficking people. I've looked everything up on the DHS website. It's the DHS website is the one that defines it, and they are trafficking. It's not sex trafficking, but it is human trafficking. Okay? But again, I think with David being really sick, there's not going to be much activity. They're going to keep everything real hush-hush right now. They're going to keep all the other members too. Everybody, check this out. If David's sick, they're going to keep all the other members out of the loop about it. Full information control. The only people that are going to know David is sick, well, if they're watching this, as they will now, but it's mostly going to be the inner members. It'll be the inner members that know anything about David if he's sick. It won't be the rest of the cult. They will keep everybody else in the dark about David's health. Okay? Sorry I got off track there a little bit too, guys. But yeah, tonight was mostly about David. Just not going to make, make the July 22nd and 23rd, appearance like he's saying he's going to. They already put a video out saying, hey, it's, Apostle's going to show his face, but he's not going to be out till next year. He's not coming out of Shutaway until next year. Again, they keep pushing this Amway Arena back and back and back, saying, okay, and here's another thing. Amway Arena is not closed. Okay, it is to full capacity. They're hosting events. They're taking in donations on that. So again, oh my God, I can go days on just how many scams there are, you guys. It's ridiculous. And again, all this is going back to them isolating the members and insulating them from the real truth, guys. David is sick. I can guarantee you that 100% now. Actions speak a lot louder than words in this, right? I was kind of expecting this when we started talking about his health. I didn't think it would take this long. Something finally struck a nerve, though, and they had to put a privacy thing out through YouTube to my channel saying, hey, there's privacy violations going on here. YouTube found no privacy violations about me talking about him being sick. Okay? He's supposed to be a church. He's supposed to be operating in the public. All right? I found this information out through sources. And then when we started talking about it and putting everything together, guys, this just proves that they want it hidden. The cult sending in that privacy violation to my channel was another attempt of them silencing me. They tried to silence me with the cease and desist from this whack-ass law firm out of Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma is where Winners and King Associates is out of. All right? So they tried to silence me with a cease and desist. Now they tried to silence me with the YouTube privacy violation. I mean, if they're gonna come out and spew all this bullshit, I mean, YouTube is allowing this huge scam. YouTube is allowing these money laundering operations to go on, guys. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for listening. David, again, will not be showing up July 22nd and 23rd. If he does, we'll be very surprised. But I can almost 100% guarantee it. He is not going to show up because he is extremely ill. Okay, he's got some underlying health conditions that really do need to be addressed. And I hope he did, because our group, we don't want nothing bad to happen to the guy, because at the end of the day, I want to see the guy in jail. Something bad happens to David, that's worst case for us, man. I really am putting good energy that he's okay. I really am. I'm hoping that he pulls out of this with whatever sickness he's got. He pulls out and he fucking makes it back, and that he has to answer to man's justice. Not God's justice. Not his God's justice. But the United States justice. Because they're committing white-collar crimes with this cult. Right? But again, there's also human trafficking going on here, guys, okay? I don't think Michelle's smart enough to do that. But again, the dynamic is all there. Everything, the criteria, the dynamic, the methods, the means, everything is all there for them to traffic people into this cult, everybody. And they do. There are sources that I'm speaking to right now, and there are people who have family members in this. And if anybody's got a family member tied up in a cult and you can't get a hold of them, call the FBI. Call the feds. Through the research and everything I've done, that is your best channel. I guarantee it. Call the FBI. You got a family member you think is tied up in a cult somewhere, call the feds. Best thing to do. I promise you. They will. And you know what you tell them? That you want to fucking do a welfare check on your child because you haven't heard from them. It doesn't matter how old your kid is. They will go do a welfare check and check on your person. They have to. They will. okay? So again, very dangerous stuff going on here. Although David being sick, it's going to be, the dynamic of the cult is going to change, and we could possibly be seeing that right now. The dynamic of the cult being changed around, okay? Michelle will no doubt run everything. Joseph will be the second in command, and Michelle will be just as even more of a bitch than David. And we already know that Michelle is a raging bitch. Like, she's not nice. You wouldn't want to be you wouldn't want to be around her, basically. That's the type of person she is. She is mean, evil, conniving, vindictive, just a shitty person. I mean, what mother gives up her fucking kids to go be in a whack-ass cult with some fucking guy that can't read above a fucking 5th grade level? Really, Michelle? With that being said, guys, have a good evening. Thank you for listening. Again, David won't show July 22nd and 23rd. He's very sick. Okay? The extent of his sickness, I don't know, but I just know that he is sick. Okay? He's definitely fighting some underlying health conditions that are definitely taking a toll on him, and that is preventing him from coming out and showing his face to social media right now.